everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I've changed the name, I've changed everything. Um, I've unlisted all of my videos because I am now a different person. The content I was posting before was mainly what I was absorbing from social media and becoming someone and appearing a certain way, and I just did not want to follow that. I just wanted to be real, and it took me a while to figure that out, and I'm still figuring myself out to be very honest. But I was talking to a friend just now and I'm like, I've been thinking about this and I really want to put it somewhere. I just want to record myself and put the video somewhere, whether on my Instagram or my YouTube. And she's like, do it. So here I am being spontaneous. Camera quality isn't good, but here I am. um, so this is just me talking, guys, okay? But here is what I have personally realized based on the sexual energy of a lot of people and based on what I personally experience as well. So when it comes to relationships, I realize a lot of relationships fail due to lust. And I am not here to rebuke anyone who lost, because at the end of the day, we are human. Okay, at the end of the day, we are human. But a few weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, I was thinking about it, and I was saying a lot of. I will start with black people, right? I'm in Jamaica, so I'm gonna start with Jamaicans. I personally think a lot of Jamaicans relationships fail is because it's linked to slavery days, right? Um, one of the reasons, right? Because when you look at slavery time, a lot of black people, well, all black people were forced to have sex with random people in order to keep the population going. It wasn't a case where there was a family unit and that was it, a mother, father, and the kids. No. They raped them, treated them like animals, etc. And with that energy being passed down through generations, a lot of us, it's hard for a lot of us to settle down with one person. Like we have to bounce around to other people, right? And I feel like it's a generational thing. Not just that, but also the fear of being cheated on is also a generational thing. Many women experience cheating, right? They experienced it. It rip apart families, etc., etc. And with that fear being passed on to the children, you have a lot of children, well, a lot of Gen Zs, especially nowadays, who are against being in a relationship. They just want to focus on themselves, focus on their careers, etc., etc. They would rather focus on themselves than go through heartbreak, the potential of a heartbreak. And yeah, sometimes it's not just you. Sometimes it's not really you who have any problem. Sometimes it's just generational. Sometimes it's literally deeper than what you realize. Sometimes it's from your ancestors, you know? Um, Science also proves like DNA is passed on. A lot of things that your parents did, you end up doing without even seeing them doing that, but you just naturally do it because it's in your DNA, right? And that's why another thing I believe a lot of men and women who cheat a lot, it could stem from the parents, the ancestors. Again, if you're black and your ancestors went through slavery, it could stem from that. Like there are so many factors, right? And another thing, we're controlled by our lust. Again, we were treated like animals. Our ancestors were treated like animals, so they were ruled by lust. Therefore, know that we are self aware within this generation. It feels like something that's overwhelming overpowering, something that you cannot control, something that you cannot come to terms with. Um, hold on, I need to feed my cat. Okay, so right. So with lust, it's something that is very taboo in today's society. Like talking about lust, you'll see the Christians pop out, you'll see people who are into spirituality pop out, you'll see everybody pop out. No, lust is bad, lust is this, lust is that. At the end of the day, no one is actually wrong. It all comes from the different it comes from how you perceive it, right? If you're controlled by it and it feels overwhelming and greater than you, then it will always be bad. It will always be the devil. It will always be evil. It would always be this. It would always be that. But the moment you come to terms with it and you're like, okay, I'm experiencing this right now, I don't have to act on it, I don't have to react from it, incorporating that level of self awareness, then you will be able to feel it, experience it, and let it go on. Let it pass through. Let it enter through the front door and exit out the back door, type of thing. And if a lot of couples were able to incorporate that level of self awareness, then a lot of relationships wouldn't have failed, basically. Right? Someone sees another person like body, you don't even think about anything. Your body just naturally reacts to that person, and it's like, well, I feel this way, so I need to do something about it. Then them do something about it, and that means you'll always continue a cycle because the lust will always be greater than you because you make it greater than you. You know, I don't want this video to be long. I'm probably gonna stop at 10 minutes. But yeah, um, another thing that came up during this period that I've been reflecting about this, a lot of couples start their relationship with authenticity, right? This is me, and I see you. But because both of us are coming into a relationship with our own shadows, our own insecurities, our own generational trauma, generational energies, right? We're going to react to things and act on things and create this intention with your relationship, right? For example, I'm not going to give you an example, but let's say you set the pace for your relationship and you've already set a low vibrational aspect of your relationship, and then you evolved it. Well, the human version of you want to do something within the physical, but the soul version of you is like, yeah, but this isn't fulfilling and it might cause problems, but you ignore your intuition and do what you physically feel, right? And then eventually as time goes by, your soul will always win. God will always win at the end of the day, right? So now you're taking on a higher perspective. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I want my relationship to change, blah, blah, blah. It can be difficult for your relationship to change at that point because you've already set the pace for it. You've already created a foundation where it was built on lust, it was built on low vibrational things, like you were controlled by your body and all of that, blah blah blah. You were controlled by insecurities, blah 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 blah, whatever it is. So, because you've already set that foundation for your relationship, it's hard for your relationship or your partner to just change overnight or just hop on board with you when they haven't unlocked that version of themselves. And that's why when we are entering relationships, I feel like all of us should be mindful of our own shit, of our own personal baggages, of our own personal generational shit, whatever it is. If you don't say I have trauma, just be aware of it. But be real with your partner and be like, this is what I have and I don't want to react from it. If I react from insecurities and whatever, like there are times we're gonna have mental breakdowns, duh. But things that can break apart your relationship, it's best to not react. You know your relationship. Everybody relationship is different. Okay, everybody relationship is different. Someone might be fine, like a relationship might be fine with insecurities and blah 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 blah. Another relationship might not. Like, know you, know your partner, know your relationship. Just to talk in general. But at the end of the day, it's like, be real with your partner. This is what I have. I am aware of this. I'm aware of your own shadows as well. I'm gonna work on me. I'm not gonna force myself to become perfect overnight. It's not about being perfect, it's about being real and let time handle it. It's gonna take some time. Just be real with each other. Set boundaries, healthy boundaries, where both of you can, have that have that level of self awareness. We're like, okay, we're not going to react from this energy, and we're gonna let that energy stay over there and let God handle it. When it comes back into our life, then we can tackle it energetically or just not react from it, and then God will handle it. And then as you continue to do that, it's like you become a better version each as time goes by, basically. You just become a better version of yourself when you just leave it to God. So, yeah, many times we want to handle shit on our own. It's best to leave it to God. Leave a relationship to God. Leave everything to God. Leave everything to God. But anyways, that's all I have to say. I'm just gonna use this channel to document my thoughts when it comes up, things I've realized, or whatever shit I want to post here. I'm just gonna post it here, and I'll create another channel, a more professional channel, because I do want to do interviews and stuff like that. But it's gonna take some time for me to form that energy. Anyways, yeah. See you guys next time. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, can drop no thoughts, whatever. These are my thoughts. So yeah.